Okay, so while you set up, um, let me just start.
Yeah.
So hi guys, and welcome to your customized yoga session for backache. Now, all three of you have different kinds of backaches, and for some of you it's like lifestyle related, and some of you it's been there forever. Like it's a maybe like a congenital thing, or it's something that you've always had to deal with. And the more I look at backache, the more I realize that backache is more about management, you know, because our spine and our limbs and our joints over time, they deteriorate. I mean, that's just a fact of life, you know. So when you look at medical science, when you look at Western medicine, what they always suggest for like an L1 slip disc issues, they always suggest some sort of surgery for a lot of things. But in yoga, we believe that, perhaps that's not the best way to mute everybody. Mute all. Okay, so in yoga, we actually don't look at it like that. We look at managing the back pain. So let's say somebody has gotten surgery done as well. We would even then recommend that you cannot just sort of ignore the back. You still have to maintain certain best practices to ensure that the back pain doesn't come back, because back pain will always come back, because it's a life, unless you make a lifestyle change. If you change that which is causing the back pain, then you won't get it. But otherwise, if regardless of how many surgeries you get, regardless of how much you do, you will always keep getting that back pain. It'll always keep coming back. So today I wanted, because I know that all of you have different kinds of back pain, and because of different reasons, I wanted to go through like a very general session that is that's effective, and also that will help everybody and not just you guys. So these are very easy and very basic things that will provide immediate relief. And I recommend that you do this like almost daily if you have the time, because it's for back pain, it's more about managing the back pain and not like not a quick fix. Yeah. So let's begin then. Okay. And whenever, so I have the entire routine planned out, and I will, as we go through the movements, I will be pointing out that this is for this, and this is, like if you have this problem, then you should do this. But otherwise, in general, all of us can do all of this. Yeah. So let me begin. So there's my mat. So the first thing we're going to do is just like a gentle back bend. Now, for those of you who get like tightness, on the spine, like in the cervical region, also on the neck and on the shoulders, this is going to help. It's also going to help those of you who are hunched on a laptop all the time, because this kind of movement, when we're hunched, that over time does create a lot of tightness here, which is again these nerves, if they're tight, that's again related to the spine. So you need to keep this part of the body very relaxed in order for you to feel relaxed. Okay, so it's not only for those people who have pain in the upper back. This is in general for everybody who's like hunched on a laptop or who has poor posture. Yeah, so let's get up and grab your blocks, and I will show you what you need to do. So I'm going to take these 2 blocks. Okay, so you can, those of you who have like these books, I'll demonstrate how you can do that. Like, now imagine this is my book. Okay, now a block, Ashish, you have the blocks, you can place them on the short end. Okay, like this, the smaller end. Yeah, so you're going to place them like that. Now, those of you who have books, you're going to put them flat like this. Yeah, so on the side. The idea is to stretch. Now just watch. So Ashish, you've done this before in class, so you can just sort of, I'll just show you how you're supposed to do it, Ashish. So the idea is that I'm going to lie down in such a way that the block follows the line of my, like on the edge of my shoulder blades. So the bottom of my shoulder blades are in line with this block, and then I roll back. Okay, so it has to be like an unfolding of the back, right? So what happens most of the time, like now, Ahana and Shigurika, you guys don't have blocks. Ashish, you can go ahead and do this. You can place your head on top of the other block. Now for you guys, again, what we are looking at doing is you want to stretch the upper back. Okay, so this will be now directly under your shoulder blades. Okay, but there has to be this sensation that the skin of the shoulder blades is going down. Okay, it cannot feel like this. So there has to be a lengthening. So if I were to pretend that these are books, I would lie down like this and sort of push my skin. So I'm here and I'm pushing my skin, okay, the skin of my shoulder blades, so that there's a lengthening of the muscles in the back of my neck. And then I can either lie with this other book under my head, or I could allow my head to completely drop down, because that will stretch a lot more. Yeah. So you guys see what is more comfortable for you. And let's just stay in that posture, get into the posture, and then we'll see what's comfortable. And yeah. Okay, so Ahana, you'll have to, yeah, bring the book further down. Yeah. And the book should always be straight like this. Do make sure that the book is flat, like, I mean, straight. It's not like this under your shoulder blades. And those of you who have books, you can choose to put two books also, because the books will kind of have a tendency to compress also. You can put two books also. Yeah. Ashish, for you, I would recommend that you keep the blocks on your side, on the sides. Instead of flat, keep them on the side. Yeah, like that. Yes. Yeah. And then hold this block. Yeah. And then allow the, yeah, allow the back to sort of roll back. So Ahana and Chigurika, you guys should actually, you need to feel that extension. Okay. If you don't feel that extension, you need more, something more under your spine, like under your shoulder blade. So if you don't feel, an extension on the back, let me know and we can modify that. Ashish, take your hands out to the side. And Ashish, you can also make the block which is under your head, make it straight. Like just like you place the block under the shoulder blades, place that block as well. Yeah. Okay, once again, if you're not feeling an extension or if this is uncomfortable for you, come out. So Ahana, that should be under your shoulder blades. Now you placed it under your lower back, right? It has to be under the shoulder blades. Further up, further up. Only then you're gonna get that extension. Further up. Okay, everybody come up. Everyone come up. Okay. So Shigorika, was it okay for you? Give me a thumbs up if it was. If you feel an extension on the back, it has to feel like there's an extension going on. Ashish, do you feel that extension? Yeah. Okay. So Ahana, see, we tend to, and this is a problem for many people. Like when we say, okay, place this under your back. See, it's gonna. If I place it here, it's very different from placing it further up. Okay. For women, imagine your bra strap. It has to be right under your bra strap. So what you are doing, Ahana, is putting it here. That's the lower back, lumbar back. That will curve. Okay. Now, if you are feeling that it's uncomfortable, if anyone who's watching is feeling that to place the block here or the book here and to go down is too uncomfortable, it means there's a lot of tightness. Okay, but it has to be here. The block has to be here. Over time, the tightness will ease out. Yeah, this is the first thing, especially for the kind of thing that you have described, Ahana. You need to keep it right under the shoulder blades and extend out. Imagine the muscles are being pulled, like this in this direction so that you can extend backwards, right? This is something everybody should do. It's an amazing back. This is actually a back bend, yeah, and it's something that you should all do, right? It opens up the chest also. So that's the first thing. We'll stay in it for maybe 2 more minutes. I just want to see that you guys can repeat this on your own. We'll stay in this for 2 more minutes and then we'll move on to the next posture. So the same thing, go ahead and lie down. Yeah. Yeah, further up, Ahana, more up. Yeah. Yes. Good. And sometimes when we do this, then the tailbone sometimes hurts. Okay. If it hurts, bend your knees. That's the best way of doing it. Now, all of you take your arms further out to the sides. Anna, I can understand it's going to be uncomfortable, but that's how it is. That's how it has to be. Yeah. Now, if you guys could all hold your elbows with the opposite hand, the right elbow with the right hand, left elbow with the left hand, and place it on the floor above your head. And keep looking up at the ceiling and place it on the floor above your head. Yeah. And it's okay if the arms do not reach the floor, but there should be more of an extension on the rib cage, on the back. You should all be able to feel that. And this is a great thing to do right before you go to sleep also. It's an amazing, amazing stretch, and it's a very passive stretch for the back. Good. Go ahead and come up. Yeah, and lift up. Okay. Now the next posture is Supta Padangushtasana, and we also call it traction. So that's more for the lower back, but it is amazing for people who just have like very tight backs overall. So this is going to help you, Shigurika, and also Ashish, for you as well. Okay, because the kind of things that you guys are describing, it's more like you have to rest these tight nerves and these tight muscles. Both of you have the kind of symptoms that you're describing. They are like that because we have to manage the tightness that's there. One thing is to stretch, and another thing is to relax the muscles. So Supta Padangushtasana is done in this way. So here I'm going to take a block under my head, and since you guys have books, that's great because books are softer. Ashish, a block is also good. If you have a pillow, you could use a pillow also, but it's not mandatory. Block works just as well. So you're going to lie down, okay? And you have to do this step by step. Usually I've seen students don't do it step by step. They just try to go to the final posture because they don't see the benefit of doing it step by step. So I'm going to start with my feet bent like this, my legs bent, and then I'm going to take one leg up, the right leg up. Okay. Now, for like the kind of things that you have described, Shigurika, where it hurts and where forward bends help and stuff like that, what you want to do is you want to tighten the thigh. Tighten the calf muscles, tighten the thigh. Don't focus on the knee so much. Don't like jam the knee back. Okay. And you want to roll the thigh inwards. This is something that you will have to do with your own muscular strength. Okay. And sometimes it's not like sometimes you'll be here, which is fine depending on your level of flexibility. But we don't want you, especially since we're trying to relax the back, we don't want you to do this because it's not about flexibility. Everybody has to keep their leg 90 degrees to the floor. Hold each side of your dupatta separately. I have seen students trying to do this also, but no, you have to do this because there has to be even strength from the arms. And then you're going to slowly slide this leg out. Now, don't do this, okay? You have to slide the leg out with force. Like I'm pushing down into this mat, okay? And I am pushing out, out, out. Then I'm rolling these thighs in. The tendency is to do this, okay? For you, Ashish, also, the tendency will be to push the toes, like leave the toes out, okay? But the toes, the left toes have to face up. The thighs have to roll in. It should feel to your hip joint, it should feel like everything is like coming in, which means why does that help? Because then you will create space around the spine. So instead of the muscles, like when you stand and when you sit all day, the muscles go like this, and it like puts more pressure on that spine, on the nerves of the spine. It compresses and puts the strain there. When I lie down and I roll my thigh inwards, it creates space here on the glutes. It like turns everything out, and that's how these muscles then have space to relax. Otherwise, they're just like compressed and they're hitting against each other, and that causes the pain. Yeah. So let's try that again, step by step. Go ahead and lie down on your back with something under your head. Yeah. And when something is under your head, remember that there should be air circulation around the neck. So it shouldn't be jammed onto the back of the neck. It should just be there like under the head. Now both knees are bent, and you're going to take the right leg straight up. Yeah, use the block, use your belt to lift up. Yeah. And now start to bring your awareness to your thigh, the right thigh. Roll that right thigh into the best of your ability. Ahana, hold the belt like this, like lift your arm. Yeah, hold it. Yeah. And then roll the thighs in. Push that right heel up to the ceiling because you want to extend the back of that leg and you want to make sure that the right thigh is rolled in. And then you're going to slowly roll the left leg, like walk or drag the left leg out until it's resting straight on the mat or on the floor. Yeah. So drag it out. You want to make sure that you're not lifting it. And then roll both thighs in. Roll them in. Your leg might not be straight on the floor. That's fine. It's always a progression, but you do want to roll the thighs inwards. Push the left thigh down, and now stay in touch with like what's happening to the lower back. Roll the thighs in. So this is called the Supta Padangushtasana. Yeah. And then bend both knees. Shigurga, you have a question? Okay, let's do it on the other side as well. And if you guys have questions, we will address them at the end of the session. Yeah? Okay, lie down, lie back down. And first bend both knees on the floor. Yeah, and then take the left leg up. And the same way that you did the right, you're going to lift the left leg up. Sometimes back pain also happens because of tight hamstrings. So you want to, and this helps in like extending the hamstrings also. Ahana, your leg is like too close. Push it out so that it's, yeah, that's 90 degrees. Good. And also, you guys want to roll the thigh inwards. Also, push that heel out. Push that heel up to the ceiling. Yeah, keep the leg absolutely tight because that's the only way that it's actually going to stretch. And then slowly start to lengthen the other leg on the floor. Just make it long, drag it out. Yeah, good. Ahana, that's right. That's very good. Ashish, that's good. Yes, roll both thighs inwards, guys. Imagine, think about the glutes and the spine, right? You want to create more space on the sides of the spine. So therefore you have to roll these muscles in. Ahana, bring the toes pointing towards, yeah, like that. Yeah. Very nice. Good. Okay, now take both legs up. Both legs up in the in your rope, and just keep both legs straight up. Yeah. Again, remember, the more you tighten the thighs, yeah. Actually, you can do this. Like the more you tighten the thighs, take both legs up. Lie down. Take both legs up. Yeah. The more you tighten the thighs, the more weight you take off of your spine, of your lower back. So that's and that's what we basically want to do. Yeah, nice. Okay, come up. Come up. Okay. Now I want to show you guys the internal rotation and external rotation of your thighs, which is a very important component in terms of for back pain. Okay. Usually when we have back pain, what is happening is just watch. People who have back pain, especially of the lower back, they have a tendency to do this. Okay. When I do this, even though it's a very small tilt, what happens is these muscles are going out. Okay. Now to correct it, it's not so simple because we don't know how it's difficult to go back. Like it's hard to understand how what has to happen for my spine to come back to normal. So we can understand that movement with the help of a block, and we're all going to do it. So you're just going to watch one. You're going to hold that book or that block between the thighs. And those of you who have this like external rotation, you will tend to stand like this. Okay. So what happens is that the block goes forward. Okay. I want you to push the block back. So with the, let me see if I can show it to you. With your thighs, see right now I'm straight. I'm standing straight. Okay. I want to roll my thighs forward. You see how the block comes forward and how it goes back. It comes forward and it goes back. You see the block moving forward and moving back. Like there's this movement where I tighten the thighs, roll the muscles out. I tighten the thighs inwards, roll the block out that way. Can you see that movement? Like raise your hands if you can see that movement. Can we now simulate that movement? Go ahead and grab whatever you have, whether it's a block or a book, stand up and show me that you understand this, that you're able to roll the block out and then roll it in. Try not to move the knees so much, Ashish. Try not to move the knees so much. Shigarika, I'm watching. Yeah, roll it out, roll it forward, roll it back. Yeah, yes. Okay, good. Okay, guys, release the block. So you see the difference. You see how the muscles are reacting, right? That they're opening when you go forward, and everything is rolling in when you take the block back, right? Which is the same movement that we did in Supta Padangushtasana. When you lifted the leg up, I told you roll this thigh in. I told you roll this thigh in, right? So usually what is those of you who get back pain, especially of the lower back, you have a tendency to stand like this. Generally, all of you have a tendency to stand like this with the hips sort of pushing forward, pushing into that tailbone, and everything is tight. So to correct that, you just have to roll these muscles in, roll the thighs in and make them tight, and that immediately creates more space in the spine. Yeah. So we're gonna, so as therapy for backache, especially for lower back pain, and even if you don't have back pain, if you just want to manage the spine, keep it healthy, one great way of doing that is like this. So I'm going to take a block, and I want, see, I cannot expect that you guys will just stand like this and keep rolling the thighs in. It's hard. You know, it's hard to be so mindful, and it's hard to like just remain like that. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to take a belt and you're going to tie your legs around this block so that they're permanently, like they're permanently stuck like this. You know, so for like 5 minutes at a time, you want to just grab this block or this book between the thighs, squeeze it between the thighs, roll it in, roll the thighs in, and then tie it using a belt, so or a dupatta. I'm going to take this and I am tying this like really tight so that even if I want to relax, my thighs are not relaxed. You know, they're still like squeezing in, and that is how you will change the body's tendencies to roll outwards. Yeah. So Hannah, you also have to do this. Go ahead, stand up. Ashish, place the block, place the rope under the block, closer to the knees. The rope, yeah. You guys will have to, Ahana and Shigurika, you'll have to tie it really tight. Relax your groin also. Do not tighten that groin, because that's countering the impact of this. Okay, Shigarika, I'm watching you. Try to get your feet closer together. If like maybe if your feet can, yeah, like that, and try to get the ankles to touch each other also. Good. Yeah. Ashish, stand up. Let me see. Everybody face me also. Face me so that I can see the front. Yeah. Ashish, bring your feet closer to each other. Yes, yes. And then roll the thighs in and tighten those thighs. Very nice. Very good. Good. Release. Release. Okay. So, if you have constant back pain and if you're constantly like suffering, you want to do this like for 5 to 10 minutes every day. Immediately it changes. Also, those of you, who do get lower back pain, observe your feet. Do I tend to put more body weight on the outer edges of my feet, or do I tend to put more body weight on the inner edges of my feet? Ideally, it should be flat. Your body weight should be flat and distributed evenly on the soles of the feet. But if you get back pain, more often than not, you're putting body weight on the outer edges. Okay, so you have to prevent that from happening. Yeah. If you have any questions, I'll take them at the end of the class. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions? You can raise your hand if you have any questions. Okay. All right. So I have some space in the end of the class for the questions. Yeah. So the next thing I want to show you is basically continuing with this concept of rolling the thighs in. Okay. Ashish and Ahana, you can remove these props now. Now the downward dog is a very popular posture. I'll just show you. A lot of people call it mountain posture. Okay. So this is your downward dog. I come into the plank first to know how to do the downward dog. You come into the plank. And then without shuffling your hands and your feet, you get into the downward dog. See how long the back is? You see that long back? Okay. For most people, it's like this. It may be like this for you also. See this here and this, which is why I always suggest that you come into your plank first and then you go into your downward dog, because what happens is if your back is curved like this, to get the heels on the floor, you'll keep curving, and then I see like this also. Yeah. But I want all of you, and this is good for all back pain, you have to lengthen the spine. So you guys are all gonna first come into the downward dog like this. First you're gonna go into your plank posture and then reach back, reach back, reach back. It's okay, heels do not have to touch the floor, but I want your tailbone to extend like that. Instead of this, up. Yeah. And I'm going to ask you to curve the back and then straighten the back. And I want to see that happening. All right. So first, everybody come into your plank. Shigorika, walk back with your feet. You're very tall, so you have to walk back. Your hips are too high up. Hips have to be, yes. Yes. Little forward. Your shoulders should be right on top of your arms. Yes. Now go into your downward dog. Shigorika. Now, Ashish, you have to bring your shoulders on top of your wrists. Your shoulders are, yes. Now go into your downward dog, Ashish. Go into your downward dog. Yes. Ahana, that's very good. Very good. Now, everybody, to the best of your ability, bend your spine. To the best of your ability. That curve on the spine that I was trying to do, that curve where you pull the groin inwards, pull the groin in. Yes, to the best of your ability, extend the spine. Yeah. Shigorika, keep your eyes on your knees or on your toes. Keep your eye, yeah, like that. Very nice. Okay. Okay, good. Roll the thighs in, tighten the thighs and roll them in. Yeah. Okay. Now come up, place your knees on the floor and sit in your Vajrasana. And let me show you what you're going to do now. Now you have to remember how this downward dog felt. Okay, downward dog is amazing to strengthen the back and to lengthen the back. It's an amazing posture you should do every day, and that's why it's a part of the Surya Namaskars also. So now you're going to do the same thing, but with the block between the thighs. And you're going to do the same movement where you're going to roll the thighs in. And I want you to compare the before and after. So just watch how you're going to do this. Again, the block will be, see, the groin is here, the knees are here. You cannot bring it up to the groin. It has to be somewhere in between, like that femur bone, somewhere in between. It cannot be too close to the knees. Do not be too close to the groin. Okay. Then I'm going to hold it tight, hold the block tight. First, come into my plank posture. See, in the plank, the knees are tight, and my shoulders and my wrists are in one line. My arms are straight. Ashish, you have a tendency to do this. Okay, Shigurika, you have a tendency to do this. So we want to keep the hips, shoulders in one line, and we want to keep the shoulders and wrists in one line. Then I'm going to squeeze it, the block, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, keep squeezing it, and then see the difference that this hold makes. Okay, like what is the difference? When the thighs are tight and holding on to this block, how does the downward dog change? And in the downward dog, that is the correct way of doing the downward dog. The thighs are supposed to be rolled in. It is not so important to get the heels on the floor, but it is important to get the thighs active. Otherwise, you're just not using the core. All the weight is falling on your shoulders, on your wrists, and then it can be detrimental for the joints, the rest of the joints of the body. Yeah, so let's try that now. Place this book or the block between the thighs, hold it tight, and then come into your plank first. Yeah, I'm watching. Come into the plank first. Ashish, a little further, your wrists, walk them back. Because right now, no, back under the shoulders. Yeah. Yes. Now go into your downward dog. Ahana, that's correct. Now go into your downward dog. Ahana, do not move your hands. Okay, they're slipping. The hands are slipping. Try to push the wrists into the floor. Tighten the grip. Yeah. Shigurika, that's perfect. Good. Tighten that hold on that thigh, on the block, and roll the thighs back. Roll it in. Imagine block has to move back. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Knees on the floor and sit in your Vajrasana. If you have noticed a difference between the downward dog without something between the thighs and with, can you raise your hands if there is a difference? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So now for those of you who don't have a block, the harder the thing between the thighs is, the better it is for you. Okay. The more you'll be able to hold it tighter. Okay. So maybe next time you can have like a hard cover book or something, you know, unless you want to get yoga blocks, right? Okay, so that is downward dog, and that is one way to really lengthen that back. And for Ahana, for you also, if you feel that this hurts, okay, that is because you're not able to extend. Because when you're doing it on your bed, when there's like no friction, then you are coming down like this. You know, your downward dog is like this. You have to lengthen the arm, so there has to be friction. So if you tried it on the floor, your shoulders would not hurt at all. Yeah. Also, this is not in the class plan, but yes, if you guys do feel a soreness, like especially after a day of work, try the downward dog in this way. So I'm going to hold the outer edges of the mat. Same thing. It's like I'm coming here in my plank posture. Then I'm going to hold the outer edges of the mat. Okay. Then I'm going to take my feet to the outer edges of the mat again. So feet and arms are in one line. And then watch. I'm lifting my hips up, and I'm in downward dog, and I don't stop. I keep trying to bring my forehead closer and closer and closer to the floor. And if you can see the kind of stretch that's happening on the armpits, on the shoulders, that is what helps in removing that stiffness from this part of the body, which is always tight for a lot of people. Yeah, would you like to try this variation also? Yeah, go ahead. Ahana, you can try it on the floor. It's fine. You can try it on the floor. If you want to spread the mat on the floor, that's also fine. But do try. Yeah, go ahead. Ashish, go ahead and practice. Hold the outer edges of the mat. Lift those hips away from your wrists. And keep pushing the head down and further down. And initially, yes, it is going to be like a little bit, like there's going to be a lot of stiffness. Ashish, push the hips up. Push the hips up. But yes, further up. Remember, the hips should never collapse. Good. Yeah. Cool. Come out. Come out. Knees on the floor. Come out. Very nice. Good. Okay. So now we're going to take a chair. Okay. And then I'm going to show you how to do the Janushirshasana and Paschimottanasana. Both are forward bends using a chair. So like Sigurika, you had mentioned that, forward bends help. Okay. And Ahana, you've mentioned that this hurts, like the upper spine, the cervical part of the spine, it hurts. We can bend forward and not have to completely bend completely forward and injure the spine and still get the benefits. So I'll just start with Janushirshasana. For Janushirshasana, just look at the final posture. So I'm bringing this heel into the groin, okay? And you see how it's not just like this. It's not just that the side of the foot is resting. It's like I'm turning the foot so that the top, we call it the metatarsals, that's on the floor. It's almost like the heel is facing up. So the heel is not at the groin, the heel is at the crease of the groin. This is important because of the position that the hips come in when you take it in like this, when you roll the thighs, when you roll the calf muscles and roll the foot also. Then I take my foot till the other, like the back legs of of this chair. And if you like these Iyengar chairs, they have like that, like a bar in the back. A lot of chairs don't. It shouldn't make a difference. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this, the sides of the chair and then come forward and rest my forehead here. Now, the reason it's going to help everybody is because in this, if I did not have a chair, everybody would be doing this. Okay, you would even be curving the tailbone. You would be doing this. And there's no point in doing this. It causes more harm because everything is curved and everything is tight. So I want to use the chair so that my back is actually stretching. My spine, the muscles around the back are actually stretching. And you see how straight the back is here. You see, if I'm pushing this knee down and my hips are like grounded to the floor and they're pushing into the floor, and then I'm reaching up. See how much length I have in my spine right now. Imagine how much space I can create right now. Yeah, Ahana, this is for you also, because what you're going to do in this is you're going to rest your forehead so that there's less of a strain on your shoulders. Yeah, so go ahead and hold this. Hold it for a long time. Yeah, hold. Push your groin down into the floor. Push the thighs down into the floor. Yeah. Forehead on the edge of the chair. Yeah. Yeah. So Shigurika, you will work on lengthening. You don't worry about putting the, forehead down. You just work on lengthening the spine. Ashish, for you also that will work. If you just focus on taking the arms as far up as possible, really lengthen that spine. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Your forehead, Ashish, does not have to rest on the floor because you're trying to stretch the tailbone. Yeah, so that's okay. You still keep coming forward, keep coming forward. Everybody push the left thigh down into the floor also. Remember that rolling in of the thigh. That thigh has to constantly roll in. Yeah. And Shigurika, if it's hard to reach all the way here, just hold wherever you can. Because eventually you'll get there. You don't have to hold up, but like you can go as far as possible for you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's very good, Ahana. That's very good. Can you take it a notch up? Ahana, yeah. Yes, very nice. Good. Good. Wonderful. Okay, come out. Come out, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So the right leg goes out now, and the left leg comes in. Roll the thighs in, and walk the hands up. Yeah, and remember this side might be more stiff or a lot looser. You just have to work with your body. Ashish, tighten your lower body, like tighten the thigh, roll that right thigh inwards, and then go forward. Roll that thigh in. Imagine that the skin of the hamstrings on the back of the legs is like spreading on the floor. You want to spread it on the floor, that entire skin. Yeah, much better. Much better. Shigarika, take your hands further up because yeah, take your hands further up. Yeah, good. Good. Ahana, that's very good. Okay, come out. Come out. So remember here also with the leg extended, the spine has to be straight and the thighs especially have to roll inwards. Okay, to have the thighs roll outwards and try to move forward does nothing to the spine, does nothing to help. Yeah. So this was Janu Shirshasana, which is one leg extended. Now we're going to do Paschimottanasana, which is both legs extended. And this time you're going to bring your block or your book back, because this is where I see most people pushing the toes outward and then trying to stretch. Okay, or not bringing the feet close because it's simply impossible for them. So what I see is people doing this. Okay, and I'm saying like do this. This is a much better way of doing it. But when people then bring the feet together, then what happens is this, you're not able to lengthen. Okay, so what we are going to do now is take the block, place it between the thighs just like you did for downward dog. Grab it tight, hold it close, and then same thing with the chair. You're going to extend the back as far up as you can. So I'm here and I will reach up. And you're pushing the tailbone down, you're rolling the thighs in, grabbing that block really tight and reaching as far up as possible. So try that. Yeah. Never lose control of the grip on your block. It has to be there, it has to be tight. Yeah. Yes. Ashish, go further up. Okay, also be comfortable, guys. Like if something hurts, then don't do it. But and I trust, because you guys have been dealing with these issues, you know what is good, a good sensation in terms of hurt, and what is a bad sensation. Not all pain is bad. So when you see that it's not feeling good, then you back off. Okay? Then we'll find an alternative for you. Shigarika, hands up. Walk the arms further up. Okay, okay. Yeah. Then you hold, yeah, wherever you can. Fine. Okay. All right, come up. Okay. Everybody okay? Any aches? If you're okay, hands up. If you have any aches and pains, if you're concerned. Okay. All right. Now, another one. Okay. So something else which is really good, and Ahana, this is specifically for you. Okay. Can you guys turn like this? Okay, so I can see your side, and I want to see you interlocking your fingers together and extending the arm up like this. So try to bring the biceps close to the ear. I just want to see this extension for you. Okay, let me see. Yeah, nice, very nice. Okay, come out, come out. Now you're going to take your belt or your dupatta and tie it so that it is about shoulder width, the shoulder width distance. And this is one of the postures that I had put up on Instagram yesterday. So basically, yeah. So shoulder width distance, Ashish, a little shorter. It can be shorter, but not. It shouldn't be longer. Yeah, Ashish, it has to be a lot shorter, like 2 inches. Yeah, shoulder width would be like the bone of like, yeah, of the shoulders. Okay, Ashish, a little less. Yeah, because what you guys are going to do is this. I'll show you. Okay, so Shigorika, it's not such a good idea to tie it like that, okay? Because it should just be from here to here. Because what you guys, as you tie it, let me show you what you're going to do. You're going to take your hands inside that loop and you're going to basically roll the shoulders back, bring the shoulder blades closer to each other. And this belt is keeping your hands closer and closer and closer. Okay. So if you look from the front, usually Ahana, for you, the shoulders are like this or like up like this. And this is helping in extending the shoulders. Yeah. So if you can take it less, like if you can take a smaller loop, that's actually better because it'll stretch more. So it's either shoulder width or less. And then you can just like sort of, yeah. So Shigorika, that's good. You can even experiment. Maybe, you need even lesser, like you just experiment today. But this is an amazing way just to kind of like get these shoulders up and out. Okay. So then you take your hands like closer, I'd say like closer to your elbows than your wrists. And then roll the shoulders back. Allow the shoulder blades to come closer and closer to each other. And externally rotate your arms. Okay, which means turn your hands out, away from the body. Turn your hands out. Ahana, don't lean on your hands. You're still seated flat, and it's the arms which are like kind of not like on, yeah, like that. And Ahana, turn the arms out more so that I can see your palm. I should be able to see your palm. The other way. No. Yeah. Yes. No. The other way. Other way. Rotate the other way. Yeah. See, Ahana, you're doing this. Your palms are facing up. I want you to rotate the other way so palms are facing me. Counterclock. Yes, like that. Yeah. Very good. Very nice. Yeah. Ashish, what you could roll the shoulders back more, Ashish, and take the hands further up, up. See how that works for you. See if you take the arms up, how that works for you. Keep rolling the shoulders back, lift the arms up. Yeah. Good. Okay. All right, release. And then feel what happens to your shoulders when you release. Like, do you feel a sense that there's like more blood flow on the shoulders? Do you feel a sense of opening? And Ahana, this is especially for you. Yeah, because you do have like a tight upper body. Okay, now we're going to keep the same thing. Okay, the arms tied in the back, but we're going to go into Trikonasana. Now, in Trikonasana, with your arms behind you, you're working on opening the hip. Okay, so when you have hip pain or back pain, it works on that. Plus, for people who have tight upper backs, we are stretching the back also. So stand up. This is a standing asana. Yeah. And you're going to take your hands inside that loop. And Ahana, do not put it above your elbows. Keep it 1 inch below the elbows. Ashish, you also take, yeah. Then you'll know how much more tight it should be because around the elbows, it's usually lesser distance. Yeah. Okay. Now take the legs about 4.5 feet apart. Keep rolling your shoulders back. Okay. Now turn the right foot out. Turn the right foot out. Yeah. And see, Shigorika, keep facing towards me. Like you have turned it out and you, yeah. So always keep your hips squared. Ashish, more space between the feet. More. At least a foot more, Ashish. Yeah. And your back foot, look at the left foot. The toes should be facing me. Toes should be facing me. So Ahana, toes are pointing out. Yeah, the toes are still pointing out. Make them face me. Yeah, like that, yes. And look at your right foot, okay? The inner edge of the right foot should be straight. Yes, like that. Okay, now you're rolling your shoulders back and you keep rolling them back as you bend to the right. Yes. And imagine that you have to turn your chest up to the ceiling. Tighten your thighs. Yes. Imagine all that work that we've done with the thighs. We've tightened them, use the blocks to tighten them, use all of that to look up. Use all that strength that you've built, stimulation that you've done to look up. And keep pushing your shoulders back and back. Breathe. Good. And come up, and you're going to go down to the other side. So right leg comes in and left leg goes out. And you're going to do the same thing. Roll the shoulders back. Shoulder blades are close to each other. And then you're going to turn to one side and look up to the ceiling. Yeah, Ahana, try your best. Yeah. Look up at the ceiling. Keep pushing your hips forward. Imagine that the chest has to face the ceiling. Yeah, okay, come up. Now, just watch. I want to just show you the next level of this posture. So when you keep practicing it at home, then you'll be a little more flexible. So just watch. Left leg in, right leg out. Okay. And if you want to know how to do the Trikonasana, I have a video for the Trikonasana also somewhere because your feet have to be in the proper alignment. Now, actually, let me show it to you from the back so that you can get a better idea. So right leg goes out, left leg comes in. I'm rolling the shoulders back and I'm reaching down with the hands. And I'm going to go down, down, down. And I'm looking up, trying to open the chest up. So then in a more advanced version of the posture, you take your right hand, place it here, and you twist. And you stay here. Yeah? So you should be able to see like a twist on the shoulders. This left shoulder is like really being pulled back. You can feel it. And then I'm going to come up and just watch on the other side because the other side, the left side is always a lot more stiff. So again, you roll your shoulders back, reach down, and you come down, come down, come down. You're looking up. And then here you have to gently kind of take this left hand and allow the right shoulder to be pulled back and stay there. And come up and come down. So Ahana, especially for you. And the other two, Ashish and Chigarika, if you do sit a lot and you're hunched over a laptop, this works wonders because it opens up this entire back, which is so difficult to open up. Yeah, unless you do like a full back bend. This just pulls the shoulders back and then it immediately makes it longer. Like you start to feel that you're longer. So do you want to try this once again? If you do, yeah, if you do, go ahead and try it once again. I'm watching. Yeah, good. Shigarika, allow that right hand to come back. Yes. Yeah, and extend, try to extend it as much as you can. Now roll that left shoulder back. Yes, like that. And push the hips forward. Push the hips forward. Ahana, turn to the like side like this. Trikonasana. Yeah, good. Ashish, turn around so I can see your see the back. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Ashish, be careful with this. Keep the thighs tight. Yeah, keep the thighs tight so that there's no strain on the hip joint. Yes, Ahana, very good. Yes, like that. Yes, like that. Good. 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 Shigarika also. Come up. Come up. All right. Now, sit down. And one more thing that's really going to help you. See, Ahana, you feel a stiffness, right? You feel, if you feel a stiffness, raise your hand. Yeah. See, yeah. See, Ashish and Shigarika, you guys also feel a stiffness, but it's not as stiff as Ahana. Okay. So So if you, so there are two things to this, okay? When you're able to, like Shikarka, you're able to stretch, you're able to go back, go down. And so what happens is you have to be careful with that. Yeah, you have, because you could overstretch. Now, Ahana, you have to like constantly, maybe for the initial few days, because it is so stiff, you just have to work on opening. Do not go down in Trikonasana, just work on opening. Because for you, this is the problem area. Yeah. So now the next few things, we're going to do the Gomukhasana only on the arms, and we're going to do Paschim Namaskarasana, and that's only for the upper body. This is also two things that you can do every day, and it like opens up like anything. Okay. So Gomukhasana, just watch once. I'm going to turn around so I can show it to you. Yeah. And you may have done this before, cow face posture. So I'm going to initially start with the left hand. I'm taking my left hand and placing it up, as far up on my back as possible. So usually that tag that you have on your t-shirt, you try to reach that. It may not be possible, that's fine. I'm just showing you the final picture and the final posture, and then I'll show you what to do when your hands do not reach. Then you take the right hand up. Usually we go like this, and then we go up. We turn the hand around and we hold. Okay, and then this elbow should come closer and closer behind the head, not out like this. Okay, so this is the easier side. Okay, this usually you'll be able to do. Now, suppose your body is not, you're unable to do it. So then that's where you're gonna take your belt or your dupatta. Then you're gonna take the right hand and use your left hand to gently kind of take it up. So gently take it up, as far up as you can go. Then you take the left hand here, up, turn it, and hold. Okay. Now, I don't feel so stiff today, so I was able to do it. But let's say I was not able to do it. I would take this, hold one edge, and then hold the other edge of the belt. And just stay here, trying to pull this belt apart. So it's not just like this gently holding. You try to hold it as close to, the hands as close to each other as possible, and then you just stay. Yeah? So first, so turn around and let me see. We'll start with the left hand first. And turn around. I want to see the back. Yeah, good, Ashish. Ashish, roll the shoulders back also. Yeah. So Ahana, roll that left shoulder back also. No, stay in the posture. Roll that left shoulder back. It's important to open the chest. Very nice. Good, guys. Okay, do it on the other side also. Good. Yes, this is really, really tight. Hold. Good. Very nice. Okay. Okay, come out. Come out. So on the right side, we always feel a lot more stiff. Okay, so Shigarika, you're able to do this really well. The other two, do you feel a stiffness on the right more than the left? Yeah, yes, yeah. So the right side is always the more stiffer side, because we say the right side is the ego, the side that represents your ego. And the ego hardly ever bends, or it's very hard to make the ego bend. Okay, so you have to work on the right side a lot more than the left. Okay, so what I like to do on the right side, and how I've managed to get some sort of somewhere with this posture, is just like every day, just do this, just take that hand back and just keep opening it up. Also, what happens is, see, Ahana, with you, like even if you're able to hold, this sort of happens, okay, where the shoulder comes up, you have to take the shoulder back. It's very important. Yeah. Okay, now Paschim Namaskarasana, okay, which is basically, again, you're going to take your hands behind you like this and take the hands up in Paschim Namaskarasana. Now, the wrists are together, the fingers are together, thumbs are together. Now, see from the side, Roll the shoulders back. It's like sternum is being lifted up. Yeah. Just the sternum lifts up. Just the sternum. Yeah. Ahana, relax your jaw. Relax the face. Relax the jaw. Don't hold it too tight. Relax your shoulders also. Allow the shoulders to drop down. Relax. Drop down. Yeah. And push your elbows back. Ashish, you also push the elbows back. It's a little, yeah, it's a little like stiff, but yeah, you push your elbows back. Shigarika, roll the shoulders back and down. Yeah. Good. Okay. Come out. Come out. Okay. Now Sarvangasana. I had asked you to get like a bolster. Ashish, you have a bolster? And Ashish, you have a chair also, right? Yeah, and you have a chair. And Shigarika, you also have a very strong chair. Okay. So now this is I want to do Sarvangasana, which is shoulder stand. Okay. Now the reason I want to do that is because I want to stretch this the upper part of the body. Okay. So Ashish, we haven't done this in class, and this is slightly you have to watch it. Okay, it's not so difficult, but I want you guys to watch it. You may have seen it on on my Instagram somewhere, but basically this is how I want Shigorika and Ashish to do Sarvangasana. And Ahana, you have some pillows. You have pillows, right? Many pillows? Ah, okay. So look, this is what Shigorika and Ashish are going to do. I have this here. Then I'm going to take a pillow or a bolster, something with this level of thickness. Let me just take this out there. Yeah. Okay, now it's a little like acrobatics, okay? And if you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this. We'll find another way of doing this. So I've rolled my mat, like, or folded it, and I'm here. Then I lie down. I'm holding, I lie down, and I place just the back of my head on the floor. Shoulders are on the bolster. Yeah, shoulders are resting. I'm rolling the thighs in also. It's not like my thighs are out. You roll the thighs in, it's okay. Feet are not closed, but you take the thighs tight and you're holding the back of the chair and you stay here. Okay. This is actually stretching the back of the neck a lot. And this is like very relaxing. Okay. For a lot of you, this is the first time you're seeing this. You don't have to do this. We'll find an alternative. To come out, you place your feet here and you start to push this out, push the knees down. Yeah. So this is one. This is great for your shoulders. Okay. Ashish, you want to try? Shigurika, do you want to try with the chair? Yeah, try. Please be careful. Now, Ahana, for you, this is what we're going to do. So we have this and you have your blocks also, right? You have a pillow, you have a block. So I want you to, actually, let's do this way. See, Ahana, eventually you'll have to get like something strong, like strong pillows, maybe 2-3 pillows or something. And you're gonna come here like this, like sitting on the floor, and then I'm like sliding so that again the skin of my back is moving that way. And then look, I come down, come down, come down, and I place my shoulders on the floor and the neck on the floor, and I just stay here. Just the shoulders and the neck on the floor, and I just stay here. You could even straighten the legs, but I prefer to keep it like this. Yeah, so try that. Ashish, hold the chair. Yes, use the chair to straighten the legs. Yes, like that. Yeah. And Ashish, extend the arms even more. See, can you hold the back of the back legs of the chair? Yes, and pull yourself closer and closer to the chair. Tighten the thighs, Ashish. Lift the thighs up. You can lift the thighs up off of the floor, off of the chair, Ashish. Yeah, don't look towards me, Ashish. No, no. Legs on the floor. I mean, legs on the chair. Leg, yeah. Hip up. Hip. Yes. Yeah. And pull yourself, like, pull that chair closer to your bolster, Ashish. Yeah, like that. See, it opens up your shoulders also. Shigarika, that's fine. That's fine. Can you hold the chair? Hold the chair. Yes, like that. Yes. Yeah. Okay, guys, come down. Come down. So when you guys do this, Shigarika and Ashish, okay, you have to be very careful because you're not so much worried about the upper back, right? But it is a great stretch for the upper back. But if you have to be careful with your lower body because the thighs have to be rolled in. If after doing all of this and in the end in Sarvangasana you allow the thighs to roll out, you're like negating everything you've done. Okay, so you have to roll the thighs in. Now, one great way of doing this, pretty much the similar thing, is what I showed Ahana. So it's basically taking like a bolster or a bunch of pillows, and these have to be hard. You know, these see, if I sit on it, it is still keeping me up. Yeah. So Ashish, you could actually use your bolster also for this. And see, I am sliding. You also have to learn the sliding movement. And you can ask me questions later on also once you practice this tomorrow, day after, about the sliding movement because it's not easy to understand. So I'm like sliding in such a way that I feel like my shorts are coming off. Like it should feel that, you know, that skin, the shorts, everything is being pushed that way. That's when you know that everything is sliding. And then you're still kind of sliding, sliding, sliding. And then you go all the way down until your shoulders are on the floor, and that your chest is elevated in this posture. The chest will be elevated and you can take your arms out, and the back of the neck then gets a great amazing stretch. Yeah. And then here you could actually hold your elbows you know, on like on top of your head and resting on the floor, and it's just like an amazing stretch for the upper body and actually for the spine, I mean for the entire spine. Yeah. So do you want to try this and let me just see how you're doing it? Yeah, Shigorika, take your shoulders also on the floor. Yeah, go further down, further down. Ashish, you also. Yeah. Okay. Mm, good. Yeah. Okay, good. Come up. See, this is like we did Sarvangasana here, and we just did this thing where my head was here and like my shoulders were also here, but my spine was here. Do you understand like how you are stretching, like the upper body is stretching? Do you understand? Are you able to like feel that stretch? Okay, Ahana, are you able to feel that stretch? Not okay, not with that. Okay. There's another thing, another way of doing it. I haven't included it because it's not so easy to get into the Sarvangasana like that. You have to like sort of tumble into Sarvangasana. Let me show you how to do that. I mean, that's not part of the okay, and if everybody has time, yeah. Let me just show you because I think some of you may be able to attempt this. It's a little unwieldy, but I've always done Sarvangasana like that. So initially I used to do it with the chair, and I have this thing. Ahana, you can even use a bunch of blankets folded so that it's strong. Yeah? Okay, watch. So you go down and you end up with your shoulders on top of this bolster. Yeah? And I'm holding and I lift up. The spine is absolutely straight. Thighs are rolled in. Toes are coming closer to my face rather than up. And the neck is relaxed on the floor. Yeah? And then from this position, it's a lot easier. Maybe just bring one leg down, or maybe if you have the control, you can put both legs down and come into halasana. So now ahana, for you, this is a great posture. Okay, provided you have this thing under your shoulders, and also for halasana, you should have something under your feet. So imagine if I could rest my feet on a chair, for instance. That provides lengthening to the back. So those of you with lower backache, it really helps that also, because it keeps lengthening and lifting and lifting. Yeah, to come out, you tumble right out. So you come out again. Yeah. So if you want to try that right now, go ahead. I will. My legs were here, right? You can rest your head here. But the important part is that the neck is straight, spine is straight like this. Yeah. Generally, people don't hurt themselves when they do this. If you're feeling a little uncertain, do not do this. If you want to try, go ahead and try this. Yeah. So this is the last thing. Oh, and one more thing I want to show you. This is the last thing before we sort of like end for the day. Ashish, all okay? Okay. All right. So try if you want. If you don't want to try, that's also fine. You can just relax. It was the other way, Ashish. Yeah. The bolster under your shoulders. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Shigorika, make sure the thighs are rolled in. Careful, Ashish. Yeah. Relax. Relax, Ashish. You can do it like another time, or you could just continue with your shoulder stand on your chair. Okay, now guys, I want to show you this particular move that I haven't seen a lot of people doing. Okay, and it rests the hips like anything. So you take this, okay, and you tie like it depends on your height actually. Okay, so basically what you want to do is you want to lie down with one knee like inside this loop and the other edge of the loop on your like around your opposite shoulder. So just watch, it's like here. Now the idea is not to bring this knee as close to your chest as possible. The idea is that you're able to, oh, and here you can actually turn the foot out, this the left foot out. The idea is to get this knee just sort of falling to the right. Okay, and that really rests the hip. But it also depends on how long you make this. There's an optimum length for everybody, for every body, you know, so you have to find it out for your body, what the optimum length is. So Ashish, put it on your opposite shoulder. This is the right foot, put the, yeah, on the left shoulder. Ahana, longer. You need a longer, yeah, tie it like at the edge, basically. At the edge, yeah. And Ashish, allow this right foot to fall to the right side. Yeah. And that's how it will relax. And then relax your left foot also. Allow it to fall to the other side. This is a relaxation posture. So you can allow it to fall as much as it wants. And Ahana, also relax the right foot. Relax. Allow the knee to fall closer to the floor. Yeah. And just relax your arms. And this is supposed to be done like Shavasana. It is that that much of relaxation that it can be like the Shavasana for you. And yeah, so Shikarika, that's very good. But you can experiment. Of course, that's good, but you can experiment. You want to keep it shorter. Ashish, if you want to keep that belt longer, you can just see where does it feel good. Like at what point do you feel a sense of relaxation, and you'll know when it's relaxing. Mm. And try and do the same thing on the other side also. Mm. Mm. So Shigarika, you know what you do? Make a loop, okay, wider loop, wider. Okay, now everybody will do what Shigarika is doing. Take that leg out, make a wider loop. So, uh, Ashish, you can increase the loop. Ahana, you'll just have to work with this, but later you can get a longer dupatta or something. And yeah, yeah, stay laying down, Ahana. It's fine. You just listen to my instructions. Okay. Now, Ashish, remove that loop and place both feet and Shigar, everybody, both legs inside the loop, both legs. And this belt will be on the back of the knees. Yes. Now place this other end around your neck. So you're just like taking it around the neck. Yeah. So Shigorika, the what you were doing, bringing the knees closer to the chest, you need a bigger loop, you need a longer loop. So if you want to look at Ashish, because he has that long loop, Ashish, longer, just around the neck. Yeah, longer, make it longer. Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, that's perfect. Yeah. Now widen the knees. Yeah, take the knees away from each other, widen. So now if you have to make the loop longer, go ahead and make it, because you need a lot of space between the knees, at least shoulder width space between the knees. And Chigarika, this is going to help you relax that lower back, okay? Because in this position, the thighs can never be rolled out. The knees are always in like a particular alignment, and this is just amazing for the lower back. And you have to hold this to feel an impact 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it's really great for the lower back. Yeah. Also, because it's around the neck, there's traction that happens on the neck also. So, Ahana, it's something that's great for you also. And the entire spine, if you look at Ashish's spine, it's flat on the floor. The hip is relaxed because there's something that's supporting the hip, and the neck is relaxed because there's something under the neck, and something is tugging down but not like pulling down. Yeah. So that is how it is. That's like the last thing I had planned for you. Now if you guys could just lie down for like a 2-minute shavasana, then I'll take some questions if you have any. Yeah. And in the shavasana, always place something under your head. So use a pillow or something, a book. Yeah. Just a 2-minute shavasana. Ahana, hands out to the sides, palms facing up. You're gently going to bring your awareness back into your own body. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Start to move your neck, your face from side to side. And then gently turn to the right. Use your hand as a pillow on the right side. Yeah, and then with your left hand, bring yourself up into any comfortable seated meditative asana. Sit with your back straight, your shoulders relaxed, your eyes closed. Bring your hands together in the Namaskar Mudra. Start rubbing your hands together and place them on your closed eyelids. Rub your hands across your face, and with a few blinks, open your eyes. Okay, let me unmute everybody. So basically, you know, these are a few things that'll help. Okay, if done regularly, these are things that are going to help you. If done with the proper props or with proper replacement for the props, these are really going to help you in managing whatever kind of back pain you may be experiencing.
Yeah.
So do you have any questions? Shigorika, you had raised your hand that you have a question. You're muted. Wait, let me unmute everybody. Unmute. Yeah, Shigorika, can you say something? All right. Yes. Yeah. So what's your question?
My lower back pain is occurring from the left hip has slightly over rotated more than the other one. So I find the imbalance even in stepping, or my one foot is always slightly further than the other while standing. So I've gotten so used to distributing weight like that I think it's compounding the impact of that over rotation. So that's why I find like these forward bends and certain stretches that you mentioned in the spine, like giving relief. I know that you can't fix it now, you can just manage this pain. But is there anything I can do to sort of even up this unsymmetry?
Yeah. So if you know for a fact, most people are not aware of where everybody has this imbalance. For you, it's a little bit more than normal, but most people have this imbalance. For instance, for me, the right side is always a little longer. I end up compensating for it, you know, with like more weight on the other side, but I'm aware of it, similar to how you're aware of it. So the thing that really helps in this particular thing, which we haven't done today, is you know how we were doing that Supta Padangushtasana? You were lying down on the floor and lifting one leg up using the rope. Do it against a wall. Lie down with your feet against a wall, flat against a wall, so that it's like the wall is here and my feet are here. It's almost like I'm standing on the wall, you know. That in itself will show you that yes, you're not pressing down on the left side as much as on the right side, or you know, vice versa. So then when you take the opposite leg up, you will just have to get used to pushing that leg out more, the shorter leg, or the leg which is, you'll get used to pushing it out more, and over time I have seen that it corrects itself. It becomes longer. The muscles elongate, the tendons elongate, because there's still space around joints for that lengthening to happen. So over time, and you know, like people say, how much time? I think it will take time, like regular yoga practice, but it is something that is possible. So it, you know, I'm not saying that we can cure the problem that you're experiencing, but yes, over time, your body is capable of like mindfully correcting that imbalance, because it's an imbalance actually. If you were saying that it's an injury, or if you were saying that something broke and whatever, you know, it's not there anymore, then I would say that maybe it's difficult to fix. But because it's a condition, I think it can be reversed. So you should definitely try it.
It's less about the legs. I think the legs are even on their own. It's more about one hip has rotated more than the other. Is there something to switch it back, or no?
The hip is not a standalone joint. The hip is connected to your knee. It is connected to your ankle. So when you push that the foot out, that hip is being pulled along with it. So yeah, so that's a thing. That's another thing. Whenever there's a movement, you know, even when in Supta Padangushtasana, you're lifting one leg up, and I'm saying, don't lift the other leg, drag it on the floor and push out. That movement is not just like from the thigh, or it's not just from the knee. That movement is coming from further up. It's coming from the hip, it's coming from the core, and that part of the body has to extend. I would even go so far as to say that when you extend the leg out, it is impacting this part also. So it's not like a standalone joint. So that imbalance has to be corrected with that, because when somebody has an imbalance in the hip, you will see that one leg is shorter than the other because the hip is just tilted. So if we focus on pulling this down with the leg, so I mean, these are certain ways that therapy happens without external intervention. It's worth a shot. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any questions, Ahana?
I don't think anything specific to this. So it's so even after doing like a posture, and then this entire bit feels like there's blood circulating in it. It feels a little lighter, right?
Yeah.
That effect stays for like, I don't know, maybe like 5 seconds, and I feel like this recoils back again.
Yeah.
Very soon, So this feels like my mid back feels good, like right around the spine, but I'm also very aware of this upper back feeling heavier after doing the stretches. It's kind of like ironical. It makes me feel better, but I'm more conscious about, So
yes.
Is there something that I should be doing constantly? Because if I'm very conscious of it, okay, sit straight, like just don't do this, right? The tension here increases so much. I think that's the word I was looking for. Is there anything that I can kind of keep doing over the day to like
yeah, so that thing that where you tie your arms back behind your shoulders and roll the shoulders back, it's also working on this part. It is stretching that, because to bring the shoulders down, like back and down, you are stretching there. So see, it's also like a posture, like poor posture. You're not born with it. It develops over time. So to correct poor posture, it takes time. So one thing is just to be more careful about how you sit and just pushing down. But another thing, that we did with the blocks, where you're rolling, that is amazing. That's, I mean, simply, and if you could actually get these blocks, it's like a proper kind of stretch that you get. This will correct that imbalance that you have. And also the tension is also like the nerves hold a lot of the tension when you clench your jaw, when you're under stress and all of that. So that again, you have to be very conscious that you're not, because even right now when you were doing when you were taking the shoulders back, this part was so tight, and you have to consciously relax it. So it is also about changing or being like consciously changing the patterns that are manifesting. Like stress is manifesting this pattern, this behavioral pattern in you. So it's about changing that also. And I always say, like like we always look for like a fix, like is there something that I can do constantly to reverse that? The only thing you can do constantly to reverse something that you are doing consciously and constantly is not to do that thing constantly. You have to find that the alternate move or the complementary move to it. And the only thing, you just have to do it, that the other thing constantly. So over time, once your body gets used to like just doing these moves, and just kind of, like on the chair when you had extended the arms up, like all these things are really good. But I know that when you were extending your arms, again, there was a lot of tension here because you were just holding everything so tight. So there has to be a conscious move to, lengthen the neck and then roll the shoulders, like, or reach forward with the shoulder blades. That's what you have to do. Try this for a couple of days and see how it works. See what happens.
I will.
Do you have any questions? Ashish, any questions?
Yeah, Pragya, so I just wanted to know, like, should we avoid anything on doing any practice to avoid further pain, or if it stretches more? What should we?
Yeah, you don't have like a slip disc issue, right? Disc bulge. No disc bulge, no slip disc.
No, it's more of a pain that is being there for like 10, 15 days. So I'm applying, heat pads and all, but it remains there. And,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
feel
So
it.
yeah, so I wouldn't say that there's anything that you should not do. But I think like, like for instance, the forward bends that we've done, especially like with the chair, that's very impactful in like stretching these tight muscles, the pain that you have. Also for pain, you have to rest it. So the last thing that we did, that is extremely restful for those muscles. Sometimes for like muscular pain, you can't stretch it out. You cannot, you can't really, there's no movement that's going to help that pain. So the only thing that will help is resting it. And the last thing, especially, I call it the handbag posture. I'm not really sure what it's really called, but that like works like a charm. So if you could do it like regularly on the floor, especially on a hard floor, I think that will help you a lot. Did you feel any impact when you did that? Like, did you feel that it helped, or a sense of
Yeah,
relaxation, maybe?
yes, definitely. I think that that pain was not rising up. It somehow, so it went off when I was pulling my leg away from by holding this belt.
Okay, you mean like when you lifted one leg up?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What about in the last posture where we had tied the belt in a loop and then put one leg into the loop and the other leg, other loop?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, it was really good because I also normally do it by putting pillows
yeah.
under me. Yes. It was simulating that, but with a
Yes.
rope, with I did it for the first time. Yes.
Yeah. I think for like the kind of pain that you're describing, rest is more important. And if that lifting one leg up and all of that is helping, then that is a practice that we do for a longer time. We do it for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes on each side. So that's, if it's resting and you can actually feel that it's relaxing, then that is what you should do. And also the last three postures that we did, that's what all of you guys should do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Can we? Okay, so can we quickly like run down the postures that we did? I'm worried that I might not remember all of them.
So I've recorded this session and I'm gonna upload it on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that helpful? Yeah.
It really is. It
Yeah.
really is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yeah, so I should have it up by the end of the day. So you can like tomorrow
Yeah.
practice along with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool then. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stay in touch, like any questions that you have, anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Enjoy your Sunday. I will see you guys sometime.